Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Today's video, guys, it's a little chatty catch-up. I don't think we've had a chatty catch-up for a long time. I can't remember the last time, but a long, long time. So I've made myself a cup of tea. This is, well, this was my Moana mug. So it's got, what's that? Hey, hey. I can't remember what the little pig was called in Moana. And Moana on the other side. But David has adopted it as his own because it's a big mug, and David likes a big mug of tea. But David's not drinking this tea now. David's going for a walk. So I'm having a nice cup of tea. I'm in my Moana mug. How are you all? Hope you're all doing very well. Yeah, like I said, it's just a little chatty video, mainly to announce when the next Cosy Reading Night's going to be, but also just to have a chat, give you a little update of what's going on, find out how you guys are, what you've been reading, all sorts of that. So I will start with the Cosy Reading Night news. So June is approaching, isn't it? Next week, that's June. I'm going to be doing a Cosy Reading Night in June. Great news is that I've done nothing. I have just simply smeared my glasses more. Great news is that it's the Independent Bookshop Week Cosy Reading Night. So last year I worked with Independent Bookshop Week. Oh, and I think maybe the year before as well, doing a Cosy Reading Night to celebrate independent bookshops. I get my TBR from an independent bookshop. In the first year, I think I got it online, didn't I? Because it was COVID. And then last year I went and got myself some lovely books from Harbour Books. This year I think I'm going to go to, there's a new independent bookshop. I've forgotten its name, but is it called Tales on the Square? It's in Faversham, in Kent. I think I'm going to go there and get my books for Independent Bookshop Week Cosy Reading Night. But you don't care where I'm getting my books from. Or maybe you do. But you care when the date is. So Independent Bookshop Week Cosy Reading Night will be going ahead on the 25th of June, which is a Saturday, 7 PM till 10 PM BST. Very, very much looking forward to it. It's going to be sort of like an old school Cosy Reading Night in terms of I'm going to be doing a TBR for it. You'll see me go to the bookshop to pick my books out. And then there's going to be a vlog of the night going up on the Sunday. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. David will probably get himself a few books as well. So we're both going to be doing it. It will be fun. Blankets, will it be blankets? Depends how warm it is, I suppose. Snacks, all sorts. And yeah, I'd love for you to join in. The lovely people at Books in My Bag have made me these amazing graphics, which have all the details on there, and I'll be posting that on my Instagram and on my Twitter. So keep an eye out for that as well. But yeah, come along, 25th of June, 7 PM till 10 PM, and let's have a Cosy Reading Night. So this will be the second Cosy Reading Night of the year, so I'm very much looking forward to it. But yeah, that's Cosy Reading. I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's been a long, long time coming, and I just love an opportunity to sort of sit for 3 hours and do lots of reading, particularly if it's new books I'm buying from a independent bookshop. Excited. So yeah, what are you guys up to this weekend? Here in the UK, not this weekend, but next weekend, it's the Jubilee weekend. Old Queen Elizabeth, and she is old Queen Elizabeth now, she's been on the throne for 70 years. It's her Platinum Jubilee. 70 years, I mean, well done. She's really been giving that a good go, hasn't she? And we've got 2 days off for it. So we have normally have a bank holiday at the end of May, but that's been shifted to June. And then we've got an additional day. So we're off for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4-day weekend. Yes. I haven't got many plans yet. David and I are going to go out for lunch and for a walk on the Thursday. There's various sort of like street parties and things going on. My parents are having a street party, David's parents are having a street party. Who knows if I'll end up at those. But yeah, that's coming up next weekend. But this weekend, tomorrow, something very exciting's happening. So Friday night, David and I are going to our wedding caterers to try some food for the wedding. So we're doing our wedding. I'll do a whole video, I think, eventually, maybe even after the day, about how we sort of planned for the wedding and what we decided we wanted and stuff like that. But we're having a day where we get married and then going back to David's parents' house, and then we're having a caterer come and cooking. It's just a small number of us cooking us a meal, and we're going there tomorrow to like try out the foods and stuff. And what has excited me so much is that I'm vegetarian and David eats meat. I guess he's what you might call an in-house vegetarian. I've heard that term before. So he eats vegetarian all the time he's at home because I eat vegetarian. And when I said to David, like, what we're going to do about the food, are we going to have some meat options and things like that, David was like, nah, let's just have vegetarian. So like my whole wedding is going to be vegetarian, and our wedding. It's gonna be vegetarian, which means I can eat everything, which is so fun. Like, particularly in the evening when there's a buffet, to be like, oh yeah, you can just eat anything. That makes me so happy. And the canapes, if this got meat in it, I don't have to ask because everything's vegetarian. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. We're also excited. I emailed her first thing this morning to say, we're still on for tomorrow, and she emailed back saying, yeah, absolutely, make sure you're hungry, because I know there's going to be quite a lot of stuff to try. And like, yeah, we've just never done anything like this before, so this feels very exciting to go and like try different foods and decide what we want to have at our wedding. Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. So as soon as we finish work tomorrow, we're jetting off. Well, not jetting off, but it's quite some drive from where we are. We're going there to try all of that, and I'm just really, really excited. It feels like, I mean, obviously I'm really excited to get married, but like, I think this feels like the first thing I'm like, oh my God, it's real. Like, we've bought my wedding band, we've booked the service, we've booked, I bought my wedding dress, we've booked a pizza van for our party, we've booked the hall for the party. So we have been doing all of these things, but the fact that we're going tomorrow to pick food to eat at our wedding, that does feel a bit real, which is exciting. So yeah, it will be here before we know it, I guess. We're almost in June and we're getting married in December, so it's basically 6 months away. Wow, that has come round. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. Then, oh, very hot. David's at rugby. He's going to watch some rugby on Saturday, and I'm being left to my own devices, which I'm quite excited about, because I think I'm going to make some sourdough bread. I might make a focaccia, because I'm quite good at making a focaccia. I made some sourdough. If I've still got the picture, I'm sure I have on my phone. I made some sourdough rolls, and they look like pancakes. They tasted delicious, but the rolls were just so bad. I'm not a baker, guys. I really have tried to be a baker, but I'm good at following a recipe as well, which is mad that I'm not good at baking. But out of this sourdough book that I bought David for Christmas, David's made a few loaves, he's made some pizza dough, and it's all been delicious, even my roll pancakes. But the only thing that I've really been really pleased with is the couple of focaccias that I've made. So I'm going to make a focaccia this weekend, I think, so I need to get my starter out of the fridge. And yeah, like I said, David's going to the rugby, so he's away all day on Saturday. So I'm just going to have a lovely day of reading. Now, I thought I'd show you what I'm currently reading and what I'm planning on reading on Saturday. So I'm currently reading Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I'm almost done with this. I've got like 100 pages left, maybe less. I've been very much enjoying this. This is really, also, I put a picture, I started reading it at the weekend when we went to Leeds Castle, and because it's a new release, it's got a 2-week fast back loan on it, which is literally my nemesis. I get so many books out. Like, normally, where I go to the library, you get your books out for 3 weeks, so it's only 1 week less than normal. But just having that pressure, I've got 2 books out, and you don't know, well, you sort of have an inkling, I guess, if they're new releases, if they're going to be on 2-week fastback. And this one is, and Paper Palaces. There's no way I'm going to get Paper Palace read before it's due back on like the 30th of May, I think. So yeah, but it just puts so much pressure on. I think that's what happens when it comes of you owning loads of books, and then you think, oh, I've got all the time in the world to read these, and then they're like, you've only got 2 weeks to read this, and it's not even like a big paperback. But yeah, I've been enjoying this. It very much, I've got sort of like dark Bridget Jones vibes. There's a particular character, the Martha, who is our main protagonist, her first husband very much reminds me of like an evil Daniel Cleaver, and the way he sort of presented. I very much enjoyed that. But yeah, the second half has been, well, I'd say that the last third has been very sort of like confronting in terms of mental health and things. And I think it's quite a clever literary device, which I can only really recall ever seeing in Austen novels before. Oh, more on that in a minute actually. Is that she's been diagnosed with some mental health issue, but they haven't named it. Whenever they mention it, oh, there we go. So, I mean, this has got the word fuck in it. I hope you don't mind. As if you'd mind, I say fuck all the time. This says you have actual, and then it's just got like dash dash, and it's not mentioned, which I think is very clever, because then I'm like, oh, I wonder what she has got. But then that's not the point, is it? She is unwell with this mental health issue, and it's something that's hereditary and has been people in our family have had and things like that. So yeah, I found that very, I've enjoyed this. This was the last book on the Women's Prize for Fiction shortlist that I hadn't read, so soon I will have read all of them, which I feel very pleased about. But yeah, so I've got to finish that this weekend. Oh yeah, and the reason that reminded me of Jane Austen is because quite often when they mention places, they put like blank line ton, don't they, and things like that. So that I don't know why they do that. If anyone knows why they do that, but that's what it reminded me of. So I will be finishing this, if I haven't finished it before Saturday anyway, because I may well have done, I might finish it this evening, or no, won't do it tomorrow evening. We're going to the caterers. David still hasn't gone for his little walk. He's just padding around in his pyjama shorts like a little cheeky boy. You're so lovely. And then I've also going to read Once There Were Wolves. So I've read the first chapter of this. This is the book that we're reading for my Patreon book club at the moment. The genre we pick, so I pick a different genre every month and then give them, the lovely Patreons, a choice. And the genre for this month was Women and Animals. And I picked this, which is Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey, and Brood by Jackie Polzin, I think her name is. And this one, I've read the first chapter. I was very intrigued by the first chapter. And I can't wait to read more. So this is about Inti Flynn, who is on a sort of research project in the Scottish Highlands, researching what it would be like, what's going to happen when she releases wild wolves back into the environment there. That's where they were native to that area. But then there's a violent death of a farmer, and people are blaming the wolves and things like that. So I've got a lot more to get into it because none of that has happened. She's literally arrived and is talking about a neurological condition that she's got in that first chapter. So I'm looking forward to getting, I might even try and do the whole thing on Saturday, which would be so exciting, because we're discussing this on Sunday in the live show for Patreon Book Club. I'll mention Patreon Book Club here because I feel like I don't sort of like mention it that much, and I would love for people to be involved. So I run a monthly book club on Patreon, where you guys, Patreon is a website where you guys can tip your favourite creators. Maybe I am your favourite creator. Varied amount. So I've got 3 tiers: a $1 tier where you get access to a super secret Instagram account where I do like photo challenges at the beginning of every month, and you get sort of bonus content and stuff on there. The $5 tier, you get that plus the book club, which happens on the last Sunday of every month, and we discuss books over a live show. So I am live like this, and I ask 3 questions and we have a lovely chat about the book. We also have a chat about what we're reading and things like that. I really look forward to it every single month. It's really fun to have a lovely book club to read, and to read something and discuss it that month in quite a lot of depth. So very much excited. So we're reading that this month. Next month I'm doing June Austen, as I said, more on that in a bit, and we're reading Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is very exciting. So it'll be like school, won't it, discussing a Jane Austen book. And then I haven't decided on the books yet, but in July, maybe July or maybe August, anyway, upcoming. Last year in the summer, one of our genres we did were big massive books, because I feel like the summer's quite a good time to read a big massive book. We read Plain Bad Heroines last year, so that might be coming up in either July or August, I'm not quite sure when. But yeah, if you'd like to join, all the details are down below. Oh, and there's a $10 tier as well, which you get all of that stuff, and then at Christmas you get a postcard sent to you wherever you may well be in the world. So yeah, if you'd like to join, it'll be lovely. Lovely to have your support as ever. But yeah, so I'll be reading that on Saturday. Hopefully I'll read the whole thing. Feels quite exciting, because David's leaving quite early as well, so I will have the whole day to do it. And then finally, as I've mentioned Jane Austen twice, in June I'm going to be reading Jane Austen books and adaptation of Jane Austen books. There'll be a TBR going up on my channel on the 1st, which I think is Wednesday, isn't it? Where I'll be telling you what sort of Jane Austen books I'm reading. I've also got a little bit of non-fiction on Jane Austen, which I'm very excited. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, if you've got favourite adaptations of Jane Austen books, then tell me. I have watched, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, because I think I've got a feeling it was the first lockdown I watched it, but I watched the BBC Pride and Prejudice adaptation, which I love and adore, and I remember watching, I've seen that a few times over the years. But yeah, if you've got favourite Jane Austen adaptations, then do let me know. I also think I watched Death Comes to Pemberley as well, because that year when I was doing Pride and Prejudice, so I was watching Pride and Prejudice and like adaptations of that. But yeah, I'm doing all Jane Austen books. So as I said, I'm reading Persuasion. I also hope to read, Emma I want to read as well. There's a very good collection on Audible of them at the moment, of different female actresses reading out Jane Austen books. It's free if you've got an Audible account. And Florence Pugh is reading Persuasion, but there's all sorts of actors on there reading, like I think Rosamund Pike does one as well, but I'm very excited to get into that. Billie Piper, I want to say, maybe. I'm going to be listening to that as well. So yeah, adaptations of your favourite Jane novel or Jane Austen novels, or things that are based on Jane Austen novels, let me know down below. But yeah, I guess that's it. I've barely touched my tea, 'cause that is always the way, isn't it, when you're just chatting. But let me know what you're reading. Let me know your favourite Jane Austen adaptations. And I guess I'll see you all again on Sunday. Oh, Sunday's going to be my reading wrap up for the month. So I'll see you all again on Sunday for another BookTube video. Goodbye!